Well, it seems only appropriate in a crazy, weird winter like this one that you would get the biggest winter storm coming in just a few days before the start of spring. Hi, everybody. Dennis Bragg here as we take a look at what has turned out to be quite a storm event here. We started out with the high winds, of course, on Thursday, and then persistent snow falling throughout the area here on Friday. And as we go into the weekend, we're expecting more of the same. It's been interesting because this atmospheric river has been kind of parked right over the top of us. And of course, that means we're in bullseye territory right now. The storm track kind of going as far north as the Flathead down into the Bitterroot, then going across the divide into central Montana, especially Great Falls, central Montana. They're getting their share of this as well. But persistent snowfall throughout the day, and that's because of that moisture coming off the coast. I talked with Jen Kitzmiller. Jen is the lead meteorologist at the National Weather Service office in Missoula, and she explained to me that it just keeps coming.
We sure are, and it really looks like it's going to stay in place until really Saturday afternoon. So yeah, we're kind of in the crosshairs.
Jen also explained to me that with this persistent moisture, it actually has a tendency to push the snow levels lower than those initial computer models were indicating that we would have. So consequently, we've got several inches of snow. It's been wet snow throughout the course of the day, but it continues to come down. And as we head into the weekend, there's more still to come, especially up at the mountain passes and the high elevations. We've been seeing feet of snow. Last I checked at Lolo Pass, over 3 feet of snow since this storm started on Thursday. And she says it's going to be pretty robust as we go into the weekend as well.
The high country stuff is going to keep going. So yeah, we're going to be talking about feet of snow by the end of this event.
People maybe not used to this. Sometimes this is what happens, isn't it? In late February, March. I know our avalanche year of 2014 was a perfect example of that. We had that in, I think, 2018 or 19. It can get pretty interesting here at the tail end of winter, can't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. This is, maybe not something we see every year, but it's definitely not out of the ordinary.
The mountain passes have continued to be quite a challenge. In fact, at one point early Friday morning, Lolo Pass was closed down entirely because of the heavy snowfall and severe driving conditions. It reopened a little later on in the morning, but all of the passes have been kind of a challenge. We've seen chains required on Lookout Pass at times, also on Rogers Pass, McDonald Pass, which doesn't happen all that often, and further to the east out in the Lewistown Divide. So many places dealing with heavy snow as a result of this. And going into the weekend, it's going to get even more interesting. The National Weather Service has issued a warning for snow squalls that could set up on Saturday. Those are those intense bands of snow that you see set up when you could see winds gusting all of a sudden up to 30 or 50 miles an hour. You get heavy snow coming in, whiteout conditions, and of course flash freezing is also going to be a problem. I think that could be a real problem because this has been such a wet storm so far. So if you're out there driving, by all means, take it easy and watch out for those changing conditions and that icing. That also applies to the recreational aspects of things. I know people want to get out and have fun, but you're going to have to be careful because the avalanche danger remains high in all of our mountain ranges. It's just not a real good scenario, so be sure you stay off those upper slopes and get ready for some big changes. Jen tells me we're still on track to look at 70-degree temperatures by the end of next week.
Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, we could be back up into the 60s in valleys by next week, possibly even 70s if everything pulls together just the right way. So yeah, while we're looking at more winter-like conditions this week, just look ahead to next week and it looks like we'll be back to spring.
So I guess it only seems appropriate we'd end this crazy winter on a crazy weather weekend. Be safe out there. Dennis Bragg, Montana News Now.